Indians aren't called Indians anymore. They're called Native Americans.
Nah, we're still calling them Indians.
Well,
Not the woo-woos is right, actually.
not the woo-woos.
No, let's call them the woo-woos because, if you go to a casino and you're spending half your paycheck, we're allowed to still call them Indians.
The only reason they were called Indians was because they looked like people from India, from Europeans that came here, because they had the dark skin and actually looked like Indians, so they called them Indians.
So all the Indians are the same.
And the West Indies they thought they were coming to. So they called them Indians. The Indians never called themselves Indians, but that just kind of took off.
What do you think they called themselves? For real.
Wanagana Hunaga.
They probably called themselves Americans.
Americans, yeah.
We're such scumbags.
They just called themselves whatever they were.
It's one of my favorite things to discuss. How did we discover America if people were already here? Our whole history starts off with us being pompous.
They were a conquerable people, which is what it was.
And I'm not going down some dumb liberal rant, trust me. I'm just going with basic facts. Like, how do you have the nerve to set sail, discover something that people have already inhabited, go back and go, what? I just discovered something new.
Hey, you ought to see this big chunk of land I found over there.
Right.
There's some, people on it. You want to kill them all? Okay, you got it. And then it's ours. All right. Sounds good.
I kind of like that word dicks. In America. And it all started with that move.
It had to be
We're the biggest assholes ever.
In order to be where we are now, we had to do what we did then. And it was during a time where that was an accepted practice. There were people that hated it.
No, I understand all that, but the nerve to say that we discovered.
Yeah.
We probably should have said we just conquered a new place, not discovered.
Well, people really didn't understand the difference between animals and humans back then. They thought there were some kind of hybrids a lot of times. Obviously, with Africans, they didn't consider them human when they brought them over as slaves. With Indians, it was the same thing. They saw this primitive society that they considered savages that weren't really up to par to them. They weren't people. They were there, but just like the buffaloes were there and everything else, they were just there to get out of our way. We're taking this.
It's a
real odd concept,
right? Because they saw the Indians for the first time. Look at these stupid idiots just living off the land.
What are they doing
in perfect harmony?
Yeah,
what dopes?
You guys suck.
Right?
You're like. You only kill what you eat?
Yeah.
You don't just...
You guys need real jobs, and you need to pay real taxes.
Taxes? What?
Right.
And they're like, what do you... I don't understand what you're saying. All right, then we'll shoot you.
Right.
You are forgetting, though, that it wasn't perfect harmony. It was, you lovely guys that paint little buffaloes and then cut each other's scalps off.
Well, that's true. The tribe, amongst the tribes, they would really battle each other.
Oh, yeah, they were pretty brutal.
They were brutal with
savages.
each other. Then they could kind of consolidate against Europeans when they came over and say, like, look, they're fucking us all over here. Why don't we just kind of get together? And even then they couldn't.
What else do we know about India?
Yeah, we're talking more about American Indians than we are.
Well, because
Indians.
you went with the cow thing. Oh, I know why. Because the cow thing. Yeah, because I knew an Indian. That's right.
Yes.
They have thousands and thousands and thousands of gods.
Gods?
How do you?
Do they have that elephant one with the arms?
Is that India?
I think that is. It's the elephant guy with the arms. I don't know what he's called.
Mexico exports illegal immigrants. We did that joke already.
We said that already. It's such a hack joke.
We threw that out as the first pitch just to get it out of the way.
Pete from Virginia, you're a little late to the party.
Oh, boy.
A little late to the party.
All right. And 70% of fruit and vegetables come from Mexico.
Really? Oh. Then what's getting picked by illegal aliens here?
I know.
You would think there'd be so many jobs there. 70% of the fruit and vegetables come from Mexico. You could absolutely employ every Mexican down in Mexico.
And they're probably leaving Mexico because they're sick of picking fruit. And then they come to America to pick fruit.
I want a good job here in America. I heard this is the field there. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Could have done this down there. I guess they come for the money. It probably pays a little better here.
You know what? We could seg into the Jay Severin controversy. Has he been fired yet?
See, our conversation is pretty much facts, and that's it.
Yeah.
Jay, what did he do? Jay went off at the lip a little bit.
Jay Severin works at WTKK up there in Boston, a talk station, I believe. I think he does very well.
Yeah. I know his name.
Yeah, I've heard his name as well. And he said some stuff about Mexicans.
Wait, isn't he the one, too, that just came for Imus and was bitching because he went to see Imus? He's like, Imus threatened to shoot me. Isn't that Jay Severin who said Imus?
Oh, maybe.
Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe, yeah.
That happened, right?
But they were friends. That was like a weird misunderstanding.
Oh, okay.
And Jay Severin turned out to be just a douche because it was obvious Imus was kind of just joking.
Yeah.
Imus was only joking.
If you know Imus at all, that's a basic Imus joke. Get out of here, I'll shoot you.
I'll shoot you.
And then next thing you know, you're holding a press conference.
No.
Yeah, he's a fucking
Just
baby.
shut the fuck up.
I shot my prostate, baby, just to try to cure myself. How is Imus doing with his prostate? Is that working out?
Rumor has it's going to start the chemo. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll send him a little email today.
Yeah.
See how the I-Man's doing.
Yeah.
Why don't we send him flowers from the show? Why don't we be nice?
Flowers is such a...
Or something. Something in a hospital. Candy. Whatever you can eat.
You send flowers when people die.
We should.
No, you don't. Not necessarily.
Candy.
We should
send him
flowers.
fucking gummy bears and watch his teeth rip out. Hey, thanks a lot, asshole.
Or we should send him a cowboy hat full of shit. Take a dump in a cowboy hat.
He would appreciate that.
Of course he would.
He probably would. He's despicable. Love Imus.
India has third largest concentration of mathematicians.
Yeah, you know something? A lot of doctors. If you go to a lot of the hospital emergency rooms and stuff, you will see a lot of Indian doctors.
You know what? If I go see a doctor or any of that stuff, I want to see an Indian.
Indian guys are
number
good.
one. Matter of
good
fact,
doctors.
Indian female. Because then they're going to get back to you.
Then they could touch your wee-wee without you feeling funny. No matter what. I got the sniffles. Touch my wee-wee. I think I got the swine flu.
I kind of love when female doctors touch my wee-wee. It's kind of fun.
It's nerve-wracking, though, because you don't want to come off too small, but you're nervous because you're at the doctor.
You know what?
And it's hard to fluff.
What's wrong with you?
What?
You're in the waiting room or the examining room long enough without a doctor.
You really are. They go to the waiting room.
You plump it up a little bit. You squeeze it.
Very hard to plump up in that examining
you
room.
Squeeze through your jeans a few times. That's all it takes.
I need a little more warmth. I get a little shaky at the doctor. I don't like going to doctors. Like, it's not like a phobia thing where I won't go, but I don't like being in that office. And hang some fucking posters on the walls that aren't like decaying lungs and other shit. Like, how about some happy shit at the doctor's office? You go into that waiting room. Now your magazines are taken away. You know, you can't thumb through fucking Yachting Weekly that the doctor has laying around, his shitty magazines. And then you go into the waiting room. To the examining room, and you used to get examined right when you went in.
Right.
Now that's like, Seinfeld did a whole bit on that where it's waiting room 2.
Yeah, of course.
Where it's the second waiting room. You sit on the fucking butcher paper table, and now you just have to look around at things and medicine and posters of horrific diseases.
Well, the paper thing, first of all, let's slow down.
Yeah, the butcher paper.
And if Seinfeld said this, I apologize.
The butcher paper, Colin, push my call.
Oh, it is. He does say butcher paper?
No, I don't think he does. I don't know. I've heard it before.
Why do we have
somewhere.
to sit on the same type of paper that they wrap your deli sandwich?
Yeah, because...
Who came up with that dumb thing?
That's what you can look at this. I don't want to look at organs. Dangers of smoking posters.
Right.
It's like, here's the kidney of a smoker. And it looks like someone took a bite out of it with fucking licorice teeth.
Because you're already nervous no matter what. No matter what.
I don't want to look at that.
Right.
Hang up some fucking Snap-on tool calendars like you get at the garages.
How about
with the chicks?
How about a safe TV show that makes you laugh a few times?
A TV show would be great to have a TV in there.
How about a little flat screen that's showing Seinfeld
or Quincy?
Yeah, Quincy, right.
It was whatever this guy has, Sam. Wait a minute. How is he hearing
was
this?
slow and painful. He cried a lot.
It started out as a headache. I have a headache. That's why I came here. What? Look at Quincy.
He had normal symptoms, the everyday cold, and his genitals were cancerous.
Wait a minute, but that's what I have. Turn this off. Where's the remote, Doc?
He complained he couldn't sleep, Sam. He had botulism.
I think I got the botulism. Get this off. I hate Quincy.
That's right. He had a little cough. His wife was having sex with non-whites.
Doctors, they're a bunch of ghouls.
They are ghouls. They hang ghoulish things on their
Ghoulish
walls.
things up.
Happy things. I want Norman Rockwell posters of little kids with stethoscopes on their chest.
Yeah.
Uncle Paul.
With little boys' heinies.
Yes, getting a little needle in their hiney.
That guy should have been arrested for pedophilia. What the fuck was he painting?
I guess if you paint child porn, it isn't bad.
Oh, really? I bet you. Yeah, you try to be the next Norman Rockwell. Norman Rockwell,
Yeah.
and see what happens to you. I'm gonna make a painting where I'm gonna pull down a little boy's pants halfway.
Yes.
And he's going to be sipping on a little sody pop.
Here's a fine painting I made of a young boy being examined in the doctor's office.
Right.
See, his pants are pulled down so that... What are you doing?
Right.
Don't tase me, man! Don't tase... Ah!
Exactly.
Tased. Norman Rockwell would be tased.
He's lucky he didn't have a computer back then.
Oh, look at that one. It's a mommy.
Yep.
And there's a child over mommy's knee. And mommy has what appears to be a hairbrush in her hand, and she's spanking the young child.
But why is she spanking the young child while she reads some kind of... Is it a book? It's hard to see from
What's
my
the
angle.
title of the book, Dan?
I don't know, I can't see.
You can't read? What?
It's too small.
Yeah. Do the tools at the bottom have anything to do with... is that a hammer? Was the child playing with the tools that he shouldn't have been playing with, and that's why he's being spanked?
It's the tools of the trade.
This has to be interpreted.
Of the sick mind of Norman Rockwell.
Maybe the mother's going to put down the brush and pick up the claw hammer
what I'm
and
saying.
dig it into the back of the kid's head.
The kid's probably going to be spanked with all that stuff that's laying around the chair. Let's say hi to this dude. I don't know your name, sir. What's your name?
Brian.
Hey, Brian. What's up?
Nothing, man. Hey, I work at Off-Track Betting in Rochester, New York, and there's a guy that put a $1 wager on a horse and won $278,503.
On the Kentucky Derby? Obviously.
Derby.
What did he bet the friggin'
He did a tri-wheel.
tri-wheel?
Yeah.
Now here's something, Ant. Who won the Kentucky Derby?
It was,
Shut up.
That horse, the one smart river water thing.
We didn't know yesterday. Somebody told us, and now we forgot already.
I have that.
Cinco de Mayo won it. It's
It
Mine
was
That
something with a bird. Oh, okay.
What was it?
Something with a bird.
Something with a
Mind
bird.
That Bird.
Mind that bird.
All right.
Ah, thank you.
Well, I want to see proof that the guy won $278,000 off a $1
A
bet.
dollar bet.
Is it in the
If you
paper?
wheel something, it's going to cost you more than $1, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Wow.
All right. Let's go back to the Jay Severin thing. So, Mexico, swine flu. Jay Severin does a talk show, so I guess he was trying to entertain his audience.
A little outrageous.
Said some outrageous stuff, and now they're
Outrageous.
discussing his future, I guess the paper was saying today. Discussing his future.
That means fired, by the way.
You think?
Well, when they discuss your future, it means fired, so fired, completely fired.
See, we hate most radio show hosts, but we support just about every single radio show host when they're in these situations.
Yeah, because it shouldn't get to this.
And a lot of our fans are like, aren't you excited that blah, blah did blah, blah? I'm like, well, as much as we hated the guy, no. Because it's not good for us or the business in general.
I even think stupid hack bits that get DJs in trouble. It's like, all right, the bit sucked. It was hack, but you can't fire him for it. That's what his job is.
Well, this is what Jay Severin said.
Is he a comic host or serious?
I don't know, to be honest with you. He probably tries to throw some jokes in there.
Some outrageousness in there.
Yeah. Jay calls Mexicans primitives.
Really?
All right. This is exactly what he said on the air, by the way.
All righty.
No beeps, no nothing.
We're talking about illegal immigration. So now, in addition to venereal disease and the other leading exports of Mexico.
Did we get the VD from Mexico?
VD. Venereal disease and
How
other
old is this-
exports.
How old is this guy?
Oh, boy. That right there should have tipped off a red flag in his head like that one made it through, and he should have gone like, Ooh, wait a minute. My filter just kicked in. My brain-to-mouth filter just kicked in. That one got out, but I know now to maybe take it down a notch.
Where did VD come from originally? Look at us asking a lot of questions. A lot of knowledge today.
Venereal disease
I need a pile of placemats in front of
is
me.
very, very old.
Did the Indians give it to us?
No, I believe it came from ancient Greece.
Oh, boy, the butt sex again?
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. I think venereal disease has been around since the prehistoric age, to tell you the truth.
It was probably just hanging out in a woolly mammoth, minding its own business, and some idiot decided to have sex with a woolly mammoth.
Or a piece of meat. He took 2 slabs of mammoth meat and warmed it up over the fire, but kept it rare, and then just stuck his dick in there and fucked it.
Let's learn about VD today, Dan.
Danny, any origins on venereal disease?
Way ahead of you. Look
All right.
I like this.
I like this.
I like this, Danny. You know, they want me to.
I didn't say I have it, but
You know, they want me to. They want me to say.
Patient 0 is Jay Norton.
They want me to say, "This is Danny" every time you talk, because the listeners, need to know who everybody is.
It's
no.
Danny. It's
Danny,
his voice. Talk. If it's stupid, it's Danny.
No, but they do need to be constantly reminded.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying that, Anthony.
I know Jim Norton.
And someone get me a goddamn cup of coffee down the hall.
That's what Opie
Opie.
wants. Go ahead, Daniel.
Sorry, that was my inner voice.
That's all right, Opie. Danny?
this is Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Still looking.
Cool. You find anything, Danny?
I thought you said you were way ahead of us, Danny.
That's what Opie said.
This is Danny. I was just, I was looking for it.
I thought
When you
had
asked,
it.
I was already looking.
Oh,
Anthony's asking you right now why.
Yes.
I thought you had it up there.
this is Opie. Anthony, why are you asking Danny if you already gave the answer? that he's
Anthony
still
would
looking
say
at it
that Danny
over here?
already had it up on the screen.
Right.
And Anthony, saw it. So did Jim Norton.
I did, Opie. I'm talking to you now, looking left at Anthony. But Danny to my right.
Wait, who are you?
I'm Jim Norton.
Oh, hi, Jim.
But Anthony had
I'm
said
Opie.
Jim. And
Me.
so I wanted, that Opie was asking who I was. Now, Danny, why don't you explain how long till you get this?
You're about to hear Danny's voice. Not now, because I'm
Right,
Opie,
Opie.
saying that you're about to hear Danny's voice.
Right,
Anthony
Right
jumped
after I
in.
stop
Yeah.
talking, you will hear Danny.
But in all
No,
honesty, I just
hold
said
on.
right.
This is Opie. Danny
Yeah.
was supposed to talk, but Anthony, you talked when I said that Danny was going to talk.
Opie-
Right when I stopped talking, this is
Opie,
Opie.
I was just talking to let people know that it was you talking.
Right.
And not to confuse anybody, especially me, with Danny, because I'm Anthony. Now Danny will
Oh,
speak.
hi, Anthony. I'm Opie.
Hey, Opie.
Nice to meet you.
Jim Norton.
Hi, Jim.
He's a good friend of mine.
Yes, nice to be here. Also sick of this bit. Go ahead, Daniel.
This bit is so bad.
It's great, though. It's got to be annoying them.
I can only hope it is.
That's why it's great.
That's why we do
Someone
it.
just said that. I'm like, it's great because it's annoying the fuck out of everyone.
We're only here to annoy you.
Oh, God.
This is Danny, by the way.
Hi,
Danny.
I'm still looking for it.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Somebody saying VD comes from the Vikings. I was going to go with.
Vikings.
I was going to go with the Vikings thing.
You know something?
Let me see
All
what
over
John's
the
got.
earth there with their boats and their dicks.
Hi, John.
Hello.
John.
I have learned this in high school that they comes from the Vikings. That actually they used to have a lot of that bestiality thing going on back then.
Did they?
You know what? I think if we stayed out of everyone's asses, we would have half the diseases we have today.
The ass is such a disease haven. And we just love putting our weenies in there.
Why does it feel so good when it's your birthday?
I know. Exactly. It's like as soon as you
boys.
relax and get used to it, it stops hurting.
That stupid asshole has really fucked us up.
Oh, the ass is just a disease
All right.
haven.
We're this is our new bit, just throwing the ball around. I think we start every show like this now.
Disease.
Danny, I'm going to give this job to Travis.
Oh.
How many diseases have we gotten from the asshole?
Oh, wow, that's something tough homework assignment.
That's gonna be
Trav.
a tough one.
Tough homework assignment.
71.
Yes, all of which I will show you when I pull my pants down.
I want pie charts. I want cute diagrams.
Yes, I want to know how many diseases were spawned by the ass.
That's stupid asshole. You know what? Someone's saying my mic sucks, and I didn't want to
Sounds
bitch.
good.
I didn't want to bitch today. This mic sucks compared to those two. I'm telling you.
Sounds good to me, but
I hear
It
it
might
every
be-
day. Yeah, it's like I have to be like this.
oh, you got to eat it.
And I don't really
Yeah,
feel
you
like
eat it.
licking the head of the big black
No.
cock today.
Put it
so
up your ass. See what disease you get.
I do believe this mic does suck.
Wave.
Whatever, but we're not going to stop the show. All right, so Jay Severin.
Talking about Mexicans.
Mexicans, the swine flu, I'm sure is the reason why.
I have noticed you go off mic a lot more than you used to. You'll lean back here a lot of times.
Yeah, because that's I've always been like
here.
that.
I know these mics.
I told these guys they used to be called unidirectional. I don't know if they are. I mean, omnidirectional. Thank you. Because I like being back here, and if you're back here, you don't notice a difference.
Oh, you should see the mics at the compound.
Oh God,
they're wonderful.
If I was only invited. Oh my God, that'd be so cool.
Well,
if I got the big invite to
you're cordially invited.
Oh my God.
I think the phones will be fixed tonight.
God. Very good. All right, Jay Severin, swine flu, got him a ranting, and now he might be out of a job. Let's see what he said.
We're talking about illegal immigration. So now, in addition to venereal disease and the other leading exports of Mexico, women with mustaches and VD, now we have swine flu. And now it's too late to do anything at the borders because, of course, we didn't do anything. So now it's too late to do anything. And when we are the magnet for primitives around the world, and it's not the primitives' fault, by the way. I'm not blaming them for being primitives. I'm merely observing they are primitives. And when you scoop up some of the world's lowest of primitives in poor Mexico and drop it down in the middle of the United States, poor, without skills, without language, not share our culture, not share our hygiene, haven't been vaccinated. Look at all the things we take for granted.
Here's the deal. Let me hold on. Let me start because I see you revving up too. I hear nothing in that 1 minute of audio that should get this guy fired.
Nope.
I think he's an asshole.
No.
I think that
He probably could have been a little more tactful.
Well, no.
I don't know his show, though.
No, I'm saying I don't even really give a shit what he's saying. I think he's an asshole because he's trying to be shocking and he just comes across sounding like a douche.
Yeah. I think I'm not sure of his show's format and context, and we've been accused of that so many times that I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon because a lot of people take our show as some kind of news show, and we get in trouble for saying like outrageous stuff, knowing that it's a comedy show.
I would say he's more newsy than we are.
Yeah, I would assume
but
more
not
issues oriented,
but not as newsy as obviously a Rush Limbaugh or a Sean Hannity.
He's news oriented, but it sounds to me like he's that speak your mind kind of guy.
He's like newsertainment.
I'll say it like I want to say it.
Right.
And again, freedom of speech on the one hand, but you do have a company that you have to adhere to their rules.
I hate what he's saying because he's trying too hard to be edgy and shocking, and it's just. You know.
Well, when he talks about using the word primitives is what got him in trouble. Everything else he said after that was completely legitimate. If you take a country like the United States, which is technologically very advanced, the life expectancy here is relatively high when you look at the world as a whole, because of things like inoculations. When the economy, we're in a recession, but good, stable economy. And you take people from other countries that don't have that and don't have the best of health and are carrying diseases, and you open them up to the country because of it's just the basic nature of technology. We have cheap airfare. Years ago, you couldn't just hop on a fucking plane from Ugu and fly to the United States.
But didn't we bring the swine flu back from Mexico? Wasn't it tourists that were down there?
Well, that's what
with
they
all
said,
with all the illegals coming into this country, you would think that there would have been a pandemic by now.
There were a lot of cases in California, in Southern California,
right?
So those are assumed were gotten through illegal aliens. But
the amount of Mexicans in this country, and we barely have any real diseases happening.
What he was saying was no different than what a lot of right-wing conservative radio hosts say. But again, he said it with that kind of I'm a man's man kind of hey, I'm talking with my buddies, and throwing in some shit that,
he's all about
offends.
One of his big subjects, he goes after the illegal aliens on the show all the time. So
what is
there's a regular thing where he's really not pro illegal immigration.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, okay.
What's the definition of primitives? I know it's not a polite way to reference things, but
not.
Technically, what is he saying?
I think it's a relative term. Primitive.
Yeah, it's true.
Depends on where you are. And in the United States, someone can be primitive to what we're doing. I think it's a lack of knowledge, not so much intelligence. I think as far as maybe you're ignorant as far as certain things go with the way we are here in this country. There it is, primitive.
Look it up as an
Let's
adjective.
have it, Dan.
This is Danny.
Spell it. No.
Not derived from something else, primary or basic.
All right, next one.
Of or relating to an earliest or original stage or state.
All right, that's tricky.
Being little evolved from an early ancestral type.
All right, that's a little tricky, too. All right. So you're talking about an evolution,
But you know what?
retardation.
Here's another. Characterized by simplicity or crudity. Unsophisticated.
All right, that fits.
Yeah, but you can't go down 3 or 4 in the definition.
You can't? They always look at the first couple ones. You hit 3 or 4.
It's always, it really usually is the
You go
number
down
one.
far enough, it turns into pots and pans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can't.
Once you start going, look at the Latin root.
Yeah.
You're fucking fired.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Latin root.
You know what, though?
All uncut.
The guy should be allowed to say primitive as far as talking about illegals on his dumb radio show.
I agree. Why not?
You should be allowed to say that. He continued with this.
It's millions of leeches from a primitive country come here to leech off you.
All right.
And with it, they are ruining the schools, the hospitals, and a lot of life in America. Now, at this particular moment in history, they are exporting to us a rather more active form of disease, which is the swine flu. California, and middle-class people are fleeing California in droves to get away from the criminalians, as we know. The governor has declared a state of emergency because of the disease. Hundreds of kids are sick. It says many hundreds of students are sick in New York City schools from this, all of them because of Mexicans. We should be, if anything, surprised that Mexico has not visited upon us poxes of more various and serious types already, considering the number of criminalians already here.
Wow, regular radio is so fucked. So fucked. The guy should not have been suspended, and he certainly should not be fired.
He did paint with
a
a criminalien, he's calling him. It's like his little illegal alien and criminal. But he kind of painted with wide strokes when he said that hundreds of children were sick in New York, all of which were sickened by Mexicans.
Right.
That kind of is like, you know what I think he might be saying is that when they went to Mexico on spring break, came back, got sick, and spread it amongst themselves, and some kids got sick. So he's blaming Mexicans for all of their sickness. I don't know what he's saying there. I absolutely don't think he should be fired. That's ridiculous. The guy is speaking his mind. He might not have facts to back it all up, but there's nothing on radio that says you need them, unless you're doing 10-10 wins news.
Yeah, I don't even feel like arguing whether he's right or wrong. You should be able to just
be able to say shit like
that
this.
shit on your radio show.
Say it.
You should be able to say that and worse on your radio show.
There are liberals doing radio who will have the exact opposite viewpoint and talk about how wonderful it is and melting pot, and we should let everybody come in because everyone has something to offer this country. They say that all the time. This is the countering viewpoint of that. So why isn't that allowed? It's extreme, yes, but so is the other side. And what you do is you listen to a little bit of everything and you end up somewhere in the middle, and then you're informed. You could listen to, why can't you listen to someone like that and just go, wow, what an asshole. I hate that guy. Why does some company or the government in some cases have to step in and go, you shouldn't even be allowed to hear this?
Were black guys being fired from LIB or from other stations or that station in Chicago, whatever the one that was on
Most racist
XM?
station I heard was WLIB here in New York. Blatant anti-white, anti-European racism. Blatant lies about how melanin is not only in the skin, it circulates through the entire system and actually makes the brain operate at a higher level than that of white people. This is directly what I heard while I was knocking fucking tin and listening to LIB, ready to throw shit off the roof.
Were you annoyed?
I was so annoyed.
But he had
he
to
was
listen
doing
every day.
radio, and I was doing a construction job, so maybe he was right.
Yeah.
That's right, you lack of melanin idiot.
I know.
Well-
I was so annoyed. I'm screaming at the radio, what? What? And then some epithets. I had to.
Well, we've argued that point. There's obviously a double standard.
Sure.
A huge double
It's
standard.
so obvious at this point.
But there's this guy, Jay Severin. He should be able to say this with impunity. To say
Absolutely.
he's not inciting a riot.
Exactly.
He's not doing anything that is illegal as far as the FCC goes. There were no words in there that the FCC would deem obscene or anything else. So why is it even being considered that this is awful and perhaps he should be removed? Let him talk all he wants about illegal aliens in the way he wants to talk
It's
about
his
it.
right to say that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares if people like it or don't like it? He's not saying go out and hurt anybody. That's the
Yeah.
problem. If you start saying go out and hurt people, but he's not saying
That's the
that.
problem. And if the station has a problem with it, run a fucking disclaimer that says the opinions by Jay Severin in no way reflect that of the station or management. Now you've covered your ass with a disclaimer, and then the guy can get on and say whatever the fuck he wants.
They're just going to make it so safe in the regular radio world.
well,
and then they're going to be like, why don't we have any audiences anywhere?
That's
Everything is just
ridiculous.
very, very...
Oh, it's people seem to be listening to iPods and iPhones and their own music these days. I don't understand. Why? Oh, because some guy can't just chime in with his own idea without worrying if he's going to lose his goddamn job in the middle of some records? Ugh.
See, a guy like Rush or Hannity, when you're on that level, like,
Yeah.
those are guys that the president knows who they are. They would have to fuck up so badly to get fired
It's
because they
dangerous.
can get a TV show.
It's dangerous to fire them for their ideology because then it really looks like you are taking someone's political ideology and trying to silence it because you oppose it. Someone like Rush and Hannity. It's very dangerous to fire them. Someone like Jay Severin, you could look at and go, oh, look, he's a racist.
Right.
You put the racist friggin' moniker on somebody, and it's so easy to throw them out of a
Then
building.
it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
Is that all he said, Ope, or is there more?
No, that's it.
Oh, he drops the N-bomb 15 times and
Sings it.
condones the pre-slavery, the pre-emancipation proclamation dates.
That lousy 2 minutes will most likely get him fired.
Yeah.
That dumb 2 minutes.
Who does he work for?
I don't know. TKK is whatever. Up in Boston. I don't know the company. I'm not really
Who went
sure.
after him? Was it Media Matters, or
Who knows?
who pursued it? Do we know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Some idiot usually sends something in, and management's got to look at it.
That's
but
all it takes.
I hope they. Here's what they got to do. Management's got to do. Ignore it. You just sit and let the guy continue doing his show, and you know what happens to the complaints? They go away.
Well, look at the New York Post cartoon.
Front page news. That was, if I may speak like Yoda.
And
What?
and Al Sharpton had to
Why
kind
did I
of
say that?
Al Sharpton had to put his head down and turn away and march
Yeah.
back to wherever he came from, and it's over.
Because they said
it's
this
over.
is a political cartoon.
Right.
And the second you start censoring shit like that, you're in huge trouble.
Well,
Whether you
look-
found it tasteless or not didn't matter.
Well, and the company controlled the situation.
Yep.
Something that radio companies don't understand. They let everyone else.
Fire him.
They let everyone else control their company.
Yep.
The controversy hit with the cartoon with the monkey, and the Post said, "All right, we've offended some people, so here's our apology." And Al Sharpton was like, "Well, no, we want more."
We do not accept
Right.
it.
And the company said, well, tough shit. This is our company, and
We
this is
did.
what we're going to do, and that's it.
And they even
End
said,
of story.
yeah.
And then Reverend Al had to sit out there for a few, other extra days, looking like a complete idiot, and went, oh, God. And then
Yep.
he had to walk away.
And he walked away. End of story.
You don't
And
think
that's
Al
what-
wanted to accept it?
Hell no.
Oh,
And that's
no.
what radio companies need to start doing.
Al
Wake up
never.
and control your own company. Don't let others control your company.
Al uses the apology as the foot in the door, by the way. He demands an apology, and then once that comes, he doesn't go away. Then he's like, I don't accept it.
Right.
I want him fired.
Right.
And then the wheels are in motion, and the pussy companies wind up firing people. If he wants an apology, do it like that. Yes, and they even said if it offended people, then we apologize to them.
Yeah.
And they attacked Sharpton in their apology.
Yeah, good. And then he went away. The story went away. The guy still got a job, and no problem. Did they lose revenue? Did they lose
No.
it? No.
No, more people probably bought the paper,
Yeah, to see what the guy was going to write next.
in the days after that cartoon. So that's what,
Yeah.
it's so obvious.
Radio
if you're a radio
companies-
company, control your own fucking company.
Yeah.
Stop with these groups controlling
Yeah.
what you put on the air.
Let your public interest groups control what your company puts out. Let them control your product and see how much further in the shithole you can end up.
There you go.
Because that's what they're doing.
It's just unbelievable. Hey, I want to move on because we're heading toward a break, but we got another jock story.
Oh, is he in trouble or is he?
Well, he shot his dog and his wife, so I would say
right.
yeah.
That's trouble.
It's Shannon Burke. I guess we had a little thing going back and forth with Shannon Burke.
Did we battle it out with
I
him?
remember the name, but I don't know why.
10 paces, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, get some dueling pistols.
Well, I got this is
God.
audio from
I
about.
remember him.
You remember? I don't even.
I remember the
his-
picture.
Okay.
It isn't?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh,
Well, let
I'm
me-
a liar then. I remember the bean head. Wasn't the guy, didn't he have a shaved head? Now watch, he's got a full head of Sam hair.
Exactly.
Shannon-
Looks like Shannon, fucking, what's her name? Boyle.
Shannon Burke decided to go after us. I think we got a little taste of that, and then it's worth playing
He does
today
have hair.
before we get to the.
Is that him?
Yeah, before we get to the news story.
Looks like Jim Laird.
Then I got some of our pests calling a show, which is just freaking
Oh, cool.
hilarious. But this is what Shannon Burke was saying about us. I don't know, about 3 years ago, maybe a little longer.
Here's Ray in Virginia. Ray, how you doing?
Oh, you can call me Ray. You could shoot my dog. You could shoot my wife.
Nice. You know what's weird?
I hate that bit. But I can't stop doing it whenever I hear Ray.
Stupid Ray. You know what? We put Shannon Burke in the Radio Hall of Fame. What did we call it? But he has the same
Douchebag,
voice. No, there's 5 or 6 popular radio show hosts that all have the same
All
voice.
have the same voice.
Bubba the Love Sponge, Man Cow, Shannon Burke was in there. Who else? E-Rock. Oh, you got it right here?
Uh-oh.
They're all the same fucking guy because they don't know how to use their own voices on their own radio show. Oh, Tom Likas.
All right, is he gone?
Yeah.
Oh, E-Rock.
Old
I just don't
dumpster
know.
cheeks.
Do you think he scrubbed his ass and changed his underwear and
Yeah,
pants?
with shit.
Poor E-Rock was the embarrassment of the show yesterday.
The video is pretty funny.
People smelling his ass.
Yeah.
How could that not be funny?
Sam enjoyed smelling it. You know what?
He smelled it. He went back
what?
for seconds and thirds.
I don't want to let Sam off the hook. He kind of enjoyed smelling E-Rock's ass.
E-Rock's ass.
As far as ass smelling goes, like Sam was right in there, no problem.
He had bad swamp ass.
And then intern David also smelled it. And yeah, the video's up on Opie Radio on the YouTube thing. But Sam got right in there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he dug in deep.
He didn't have a problem with that.
No. Creep.